Hello and welcome to the Red Button Marketing and Training podcast. This is Button Banter, where we're going to have conversations with those people working in a marketing role and find out more about their stories, journeys, experiences and thoughts and feelings, because marketing is just epic. So we would like to reach out and chat more with those people who are out there doing great stuff. So enjoy this podcast. This is Button Banter. Hello and welcome to today's podcast. It's Button Banter here. And just for those of you who maybe kind of don't know this, we want to share the fact that Red Button Marketing and Training is actually based upon a process of 4 parts of a business that, when brought together, represents the marketing function of a business and how that's performing. So one of those 4 parts is, in fact, your current clients and what you know about them and how well you work with them. So it's on that basis and for that reason that I am mega button excited to welcome today's guest, who is an expert in the field of clients and client experience. So welcome, Ian Sadler. Hello.
Good. Hello. Lovely to be here today.
Yes, it's exciting. I seem as though I have a thing as well with first podcasts. Is this your first podcast, Ian?
It definitely is.
There you go. So that's 3 out of 3. We've done podcast firsts. Yes, that's a thing. So, Ian, tell our listeners a little bit just like you and who you work for and what your role is, because let's set the scene.
So Ian Sadler, Customer Experience Director for a business called Insight 6. We're a national business. And yeah, from our point of view, we deal with local and national businesses across the country into Scotland and Ireland. And yeah, what we're trying to do is help those local businesses deliver great customer experiences, which fantastic. Involves everything.
Yeah, it's a wide range thing, isn't it, really? I mean, let's not get started on big process stuff because, I think that's the reason why we wanted to do today was just to kind of, and I mean, to be fair, we probably could go on for absolute hours on this subject because it's such a fantastic conversation around our experience with clients, really, isn't it? And that whole journey, and because that's kind of what we're all about in so many areas of our life. We could kind of go on about the bigger picture, but really, like you say, it is everything. What particular for you are the kind of the real highlights of what you enjoy focusing on in your business?
What I love the most is helping those local businesses be the best that they can be.
Yeah.
And the reality is a lot of people put money into marketing.
Yes.
Your kettle of fish.
Oh, yeah, good debate.
Yeah, to drive customers into their business, clients, patients, whatever it is. And yeah, what I tend to find from businesses is they then struggle to sort of retain those customers, sort of sell more stuff to those customers because of potentially they're not delivering to the processes what are in place, and they're not training the staff to be the best that they can be.
That's a really good point, actually, on the training. I think, certainly for us, we've moved very much and we're very definitely in a training space, But I think that's a really important point just to pick up on. Have you seen a lot of movement in that kind of area of training on customer service or delivery? What's your thoughts?
What we've certainly seen more in the last few months because of what's going on in the economics of the world is, more and more people. And it is, I'll be honest, the people Insight 6 work with are sort of good to great businesses.
Yeah.
We don't really have those average businesses, those ones who are sort of struggling. It's the ones who just want to keep getting better. They want to put money into personal development. Those sorts of businesses where they actually, they are sort of getting more concerned or more anxious about what the future might hold. Yeah. They're then sort of investing more in what we do,
which is absolutely
about measuring how good they are now and how they can improve.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
What's just thinking about that? What's a client experience like with yourselves? Talk me through.
A client experience with us, I think that's a question for our customers more than to me.
They are.
I'd like to think it's completely positive.
What are the steps to using and working, say, with Insight 6? Because I think that the reason I was so motivated as well to get together is because, as you know, we're big believers in the marketing process. And as I say, a quarter of that starts with that knowledge around clients and developing that and how that then interlays with other parts of the marketing function. But in terms of that customer experience, what are kind of the steps that a business could get involved with for you to make them better or the best they can be?
Where we start and where I start is we always tend to get that business to first of all think about where they are now to where they want to be in the future with regard to what customers are saying about and what staff are saying about them.
Yeah.
And actually that's an exercise we do as part of our sort of 6-step process.
Yeah.
In sort of really, well, where do you want to get to?
Yeah.
Where's your frustrations? Where, what are your headaches?
Yeah.
And they'll talk about everything you can imagine, that, we lose staff sometimes. They just disappear.
Yeah.
Our customers are disappearing. They're getting frustrated. Things are going wrong. We've got these processes what have been in place for 5 years, and it's like they still don't know why it's breaking.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what have you done to understand that?
Yeah.
Have you asked your customers?
Yes.
Do you have any? What testimonials do you have from them?
Yeah.
What are your staff saying about you? And it is insight. It is feedback. If you're not asking the right questions, you don't know how good you are. And if you don't know how good you are, you also don't know how to improve.
Exactly. And I think when it comes to that client service, I mean, it's such a key thing now. It's, the old sayings that customer is always right and all of that sort of thing, but I think and it's, I think probably true in many ways, but I think the world has moved on. We've got so much at our fingertips. But do you feel that people just get so busy doing the do?
The most common theme for me is business owners get so wrapped up in what they do.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. I don't want to talk about stats all day today because I could, but we always talk about the 80%, 8% rule all the time, whereby, directors, CEOs think 8% of the time they have a good to great business, but actually when you go and ask the customers, only 8% agreed. So we use that stat.
Yeah.
You probably heard me say that stat before, magazine presentations I've done.
Yeah.
And they just get so wrapped up in business, they don't think about what the customers are actually, how they feel.
Yeah, it's really interesting actually, because even just now, and Ian, I think you'll back me up, is we kind of didn't want to over sort of schedule our conversation, because this is completely and utterly as we are chatting. This is and that's what's quite refreshing in some ways. Here we are telling people it's all about how you think. But I think on this point, it was really to see what came out. And you've really highlighted something to me there. It is about how people think and what thinking they do, and taking that step back and trying to see it from a client's perspective and understand that journey, isn't it, really?
It is. So I think for me, people get so involved trying to overcomplicate the world and their business in what they do.
Yeah.
And for me, the customer experience is the most simple. For me, it's the most simplest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But obviously, I've got that background of doing this for 30 odd years.
Yeah. Wow. Is that how long you've been at Insight?
Insight 6 is 8.5 years.
Right.
But I started back in, General Accident originally when I was 16. Now Aviva, the insurance company, as we know it. But my background of those, I say this often, but the truth is I spent 15 years probably at General Accident, Aviva, talking about, just thinking we were solving problems for customers. I worked on call centres, managed call centres. And it was like, at the time, we were just spinning plates.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a great customer journey. Yeah. It wasn't a great customer experience. I thought I was great as an employee.
Yeah.
But looking back, I was great doing what I was doing, but it wasn't great.
No.
Yeah. But the last 5 years we're dealing with customer service complaints. That was completely different, because all of a sudden we were solving problems, actually trying to solve a problem from the very beginning of where something went wrong in a journey.
Yeah.
And that's where in common world now, what I see is some of the most obvious things. It's like people not answering the phone correctly. It's people not dealing with their email inquiries. We have clients now, and I can guarantee you once a month, I will always come across that simplest process is when a customer fills in a web form for a customer, that customer never got that information. It's like can be a disconnect between the IT or the web form or something broke, and they just don't get that inquiry. They spent a fortune on an IT.
Yeah.
They probably spent a fortune on marketing.
Yeah.
But then a customer's filled something in and they've never received it.
Yeah. God, isn't it fascinating? It's being able to take that step back. And I think it's, from what you're saying as well, it's giving business owners that space, time and right environment to be able to take that step back, look again at that customer journey, see where the points are in what they're delivering. And like you say, then being able to be clear on what they can get better at, what they can improve. But fundamentally, I know from this conversation and my take on it as well is that the customer experience and journey is an integral part of the full marketing process in a business, really.
Completely.
Because the knock-on effect, if we have a great experience, we will tell our friends. And that's that good old thing, word of mouth.
The best marketing in the world. It's like, why are we meeting today? Why are we meeting today? Why, I think about all the business I've got this year. It's through knowing people.
Yeah.
And you sort of, and you just built up that relationship.
Yeah. And it's positive experiences.
It's a positive experience. If you had met me whenever it was 4 months ago in Costa Coffee. We shouldn't quote Costa Coffee.
Don't tell people we do Costa Coffee.
A load of independent coffee shops as well.
Lots of independents.
And I'd recommend them more. But
I think this is the thing. This is the thing. It's about people, isn't it? And knowledge and understanding what people do. And it's just been great to understand more about what actually happens at Insight 6 and what you do. On that note, and I know we're coming select to the end of this, but it's a subject we could honestly talk the hind legs off, I think, really, because just that whole experience for us matters so much. But we are going to be doing an event together next year in March, early March.
Exciting.
I think we're down in York, aren't we? We're coming together to talk more about how you can really explore more with your clients, what that journey can look like, how that can support your business growth. We are heading for challenging times. It's now really key, essential for businesses to look at organisations like yourselves, look at Insight 6 for that support and help in keeping and nurturing and retaining clients.
Just value in it. For me, what you do, what I do, we just add in that extra value to businesses. You just think it's obvious they're investing in it already. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it's just like, do they really?
Yeah.
I can think about a client I went and saw last week. They're good, they're growing, they're adding sites, they're adding businesses, but they know things are breaking. They know they're losing business. They know they're losing business because that first impression is not as good as it should be, or how they originally wanted it to be when they set up that business.
Yeah, absolutely. It's keeping the vision right. Yeah, isn't it? Really, keeping it all polished.
We can talk about, we talk about a lot about businesses being customer centric. Being so focused on the customer. If you go back to the big brands, we won't say the names. They get enough publicity, but all those big brands, they have such customer centric within their business. But what I love, what we do, is you can have that in the smallest family business, in the local businesses. You can make it easier because everyone is more closer in a way.
That's lovely, really, isn't it?
You haven't got that big, horrible corporate machine sometimes.
Yeah.
You can make it closer.
That's
knit
nice.
it nicer.
Yeah, stitch it. Stitch that button on.
Is that a button? That's a button. That's a button.
We'd weave it in somehow. But I think that's lovely. And that is a nice kind of note, I think, to conclude this on, because I think it is that message out there to those owner-managed businesses. Look, you know what? There's great people out there to help and support you with all these points along in your business and really maximising that customer experience for your clients so that your business continues to be amazing and grow and be sustainable. Reach out to companies like Insight 6, for that sort of help and expertise. And I think that's fab. That's a great message, hopefully, for people to take away, from today.
Always happy to talk to anyone. Always happy to talk to. I think if you know him, sort of a likeable person, we'll sit down with them.
Let's have a chat. It's insight. It's about the insight, Ian.
What I always say, for anyone, it's more about them being happy with us. They choose their partner who they want to work with, and that's how we do it. We're not, we don't try to be a supplier. We try to be a partner with them.
Yeah, that's lovely. I think that is very, very true. It's about partnering, isn't it? Because it's about relationships. And that's what customer relationships is all about, really.
Exactly. If I can't put a smile on the face, is it?
There you are. I mean, I've come up with a nickname for you. You are Insight Ian, as in now in my book. But then, hey-ho. That's a whole other podcast, Ian.
I'll change my LinkedIn later.
Yeah. Well done. But look, thank you so much for coming along and joining me on having a bit of button banter. I think we've had a great time. I think we could probably have another 10 episodes, but hey-ho.
Thank you, Max. I could keep talking.
We go. I know, I just said a hey-ho, and I think it's nearly Christmas. But Ian, thank you so much. It's flown by, honestly. And just wish you well for Christmas, because I think this will be airing before then. But we just wish you well, and let's hope everyone puts customer experience training and support on their wish list for 2023.
That would be brilliant.
Thanks, Ian. Take care.
Thank you, Mags.
Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us today on the Red Button Marketing and Training podcast. You have been listening to Button Banter, so keep your eyes and ears peeled for more news and the next episode coming very soon.